Hello children, I am again here to discuss regarding the fundamental unit of life, cell, chapter 5, grade 9, bio. So student, yesterday we have discussed a lot, we have discussed in brief regarding the various cellular structures, or we can say the various components inside the cell which are working for the survival of the cell itself. So I have told you that there are certain living structures, certain non-living structures also. So as far as that all the structures are concerned, there are certain non-living structure. For example, here they are said to be the shell inclusions. What they are said? They are told to be the shell inclusions. In that shell inclusions, a non-living structure that is called as vacuole is available. It is very larger in the size in the case of plant cells and slightly smaller in the case of animal. So what is happening there in the vacuoles? Vacuole is actually the storage sac. It is a particular bag which carry out the process of storage of material. Now what that materials are? That material may be some of the time the water, the material may be the minerals, or the material may be the toxic materials. Now where the toxic materials come from? So as we have discussed a lot about the various processes which have been governed inside the cell for the survival, and for the survival it requires the fuel, the food, and when the processing of the food has been done, then definitely there might be certain byproducts formed. So these toxic materials, they have been, we can say, stored in the storage sac or the storage bag that is said to be the vacuoles. Now children, other than this living and non-living structures like the cell organelle and cell inclusions, we are just going to switch over to some of the other functional unit bodies or functional unit or components of the cell, which are also supposed to be very important. Like number one, the nucleus. Yes, yesterday when I was discussing with you and I told you the nucleus, that nucleus is actually the director of the cell. Nucleus is actually the controlling center of the cell. It is actually the part in the cell which govern each and every activity which has been taken place in the cell. Like suppose the administrative office of a school, this is called controlling center. Or we can say a server which is governing the maintenance and working of all the different computers which have been attached to that, which have been connected to that. So similarly, in a cell also there is a specific body that is called as nucleus, which is said to be the controlling center. This nucleus is also responsible for various functions, and this is available both in the case of plant as well as animal cell, both in the case of unicellular as well as multicellular organism cell. Because unicellular there is a single cell, but who govern that single cell also? The nucleus itself. Similarly, in the case of multicellular organism, the whole body is made up of a large number of cells. We shall discuss it afterwards. So in the case of the multicellular organism, every cell is having its own nucleus, and each nucleus is controlling its own cell. So in this way, the whole system has been controlled. So nucleus, the controlling center, it is essential, providing, or we can say synthesizing, the essential protein for the process of cell division. Cell division, that is related with the reproduction, formation of a new cell from the pre-existing cell, that is called a cell division. What is cell division? Cell division is the process of formation of a new cell from the pre-existing cell, and from where the information, as we have discussed regarding the heredity also earlier, that what is this heredity and evolution. So that particular transmission of characters from the parent to the new young one. So this cell division takes place. We shall discuss in the higher classes the cell division. Various processes are governing the overall procedure of cell division. So where that cell division is governed from, so that cell division has also been governed from the nucleus of the cell itself. So it produces the essential protein for cell division. Proteins is required for making the genetic material. Genetic material is the RNA and DNA. So it means that DNA and RNA have also been synthetic. See the next point, site of formation and storage of genetic material, that is DNA and RNA. That is the site of formation. It means formed itself here in the nucleus, then get stored and then get transmitted during the process of cell division. During the cell division, the cell will be broken down into two cells, and how that breaking or the process of we can say the broken up takes place. Number one, the nucleus is started to get divided into two. Are you getting my idea? The nucleus is going to get divided into two, then similarly the one cell will going to give birth to the new cell, and in this way this particular RNA and DNA has been transmitted from one cell to the another cell. So nucleus, the important structure, the significant structure component which help in the formation of new young one. So then control growth and reproduction. See again, the growth is also been controlled. What is growth? Growth is the increase in the size. What is increase in the size? Increase in the size means formation of two from one. So similarly, this is one and the only process that it takes place, or it helps in the process of growth and reproduction. So this is one of the diagrammatic representation of the cell. As I told you earlier, that we will discuss the description, we will discuss the overall structure of cell. So this is actually the cell. This I have made a plant cell. We shall discuss tomorrow the plant cell and animal cell also. There is certain basic differences between plant cell and animal cell. There are certain structures which are available in the plant. There are certain structures. Structure means component which are available in the animal only. There are certain structures which are larger in number in the case of plant but smaller in the number in the case of animal. Now the component presence of the component in the higher number or in the lower number is also depending upon the function to be performed, because there are certain functions. For example, I will tell you one basic difference: photosynthesis. You might be knowing well that the process of photosynthesis takes place in the case of plants only. It does not take place in the case of animal. So whatever be the component responsible for carry out the process of photosynthesis will be available in the plant cell but will be absent, will not be available in the animal cell. And I think that you might be knowing regarding the name of that structure, and that is called as plastid. Yesterday we have discussed this plastid. Now see, this is the plastid. Plastid is available here. This is plastid. So plastid will also be getting divided into certain form: chromoplast, chloroplast. Chloroplast is green in color. It contains chlorophyll. Chlorophyll help in trapping the sunlight or sun energy and getting that energy converted into carbohydrate. So plastid, it may not be available in the animal cell. We shall discuss it tomorrow. Then Golgi body. Golgi body I have discussed you yesterday that they have been responsible for the transportation of material. They are responsible for the storage and biosynthesis. After that, mitochondria, the powerhouse, the factory where the ATP have been formed. ATP will be supplied to the various parts for getting the functions performed, because they require power, they require energy. Then vacuole. Vacuole we have discussed just now. In that vacuole is responsible for storage sac. It is storage of toxic materials. Lysosomes. Lysosomes are the suicidal bag. Yesterday we have discussed lysosome. They are the digestive bag or suicidal bag. Then nucleus we have discussed just now. Then endoplasmic reticulum. Endoplasmic reticulum is also been governed for transportation of materials. So in this plasma membrane, we shall discuss in the next slide today itself. Plasma membrane. What is this plasma membrane? This plasma membrane, actually it is a particular cover. It is a boundary wall. What is this? This is security purpose. Plasma membrane, allowing the entry of some of the substances. You can see the pores. It allows the entry of some of the substances and discarding the other substances. It is selectively permeable. We shall discuss it in detail. The process of diffusion. So what is this plasma membrane? Plasma membrane is actually the outermost covering of the cell, just like the skin on our body. Just like the boundary wall of our flat or boundary wall of your house. How it is going to get the things done? It is just allowing some of the people to get enter, to which you allow. It is just discarding the other people, rejecting their entry. So plasma membrane is just a boundary wall. So children, this is actually the overall structure of the cell. We have discussed the cellular structures, the cell inclusions, the cell organelles, and then nucleus. Other than nucleus, what are the other important functional units there in the cell? We shall discuss. So plasma membrane, endoplasmic reticulum, nucleus, lysosome, vacuole, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, and plastids. Each and every component is having a specific function. Just like in our body, various organ systems are there which are responsible. Digestive system is responsible. So digestive system can be compared and put parallel to lysosome. Similarly, brain can be put power towards the nucleus. So similarly, plasma membrane, our skin is governing the part of plasma membrane in the body of us, we can say multicellular organism. Plastids, they are responsible for trapping the energy. So similarly, a cell, and moreover some of the other components, for example, a liquid is required. The way in which our body has been filled with blood, a cell has been filled with cytoplasm. So that cytoplasm is also one of the very important structure, and we shall discuss this plasma membrane. It is also left. So a brief discussion regarding plasma membrane and cytoplasm we are going to do in the next slide. Now, my dear students, this is the another slide which will discuss regarding the leftover structural components of our cell. That is number one, the other functional regions. What are the other functional regions are? Like suppose we have discussed nucleus and plasma membrane. So see, cytoplasm. This cytoplasm is responsible. What are the functions of cytoplasm? Where it is located? It is located inside the cell. It is just like when just the blood is flowing in our body, but actually blood is flowing in the, we can say blood is flowing in the veins and arteries, but this cytoplasm is there found in the cell, and it is just specific movement. It shows a specific movement in making the transportation and exchange of material from one component to the another. So this cytoplasm is a fluid. It is a fluid matrix. It is in the liquid form. So cytoplasm. So cytoplasm, what are these? The composition of cytoplasm, presence of water. Here the presence of water is there, carbohydrate are there, mineral are there, and protein and fats are there. Now see, all the nutrients are there found in the cytoplasm. And we always know that the food has been taken to get the supply of protein in the body for maintaining the different mechanisms or fulfilling the requirement of the body. You know well, carbohydrate is required for energy, fat is required for the lubrication of the body and energy. Similarly, minerals have been required for maintaining the biological balance of certain organic substances which help in the control, coordination and movement in the body. Fats, proteins have been required for wear and tear, the building up, the maintenance. So similarly, as the body is requiring all these nutrients, similarly the cell is also requiring. So where that all the minerals are available, they are all mineral, carbohydrate, protein, nutrients are available in the cytoplasm. And cytoplasm, how the cytoplasm make their transportation and distribution? Cytoplasm will govern their, we can say, facilitate the distribution in the overall cell components by specific movement which is called as cyclosis. What that movement is called? That is called as cyclosis. Cyclosis is streaming movement. It is streaming movement, means movement in circular direction. It is circular, spherically moving inside the cell and maintaining the distribution of materials to the various components inside the cell so that they can get whatever they require for the proper functioning and maintaining the structure of the cell and making the survival of the cell successful. So that is why I have compared that cytoplasm with blood, because whatever be the different requirement of the systems inside our body has been fulfilled with blood. Similarly, the cytoplasm is fulfilling the requirement of the cellular components. Then the next will be the plasma membrane. This is the boundary wall. This is the security. This plasma membrane is maintaining the structure of the cell. This plasma membrane is maintaining the control and monitoring the entry and exit of the material in and out of the cell. So plasma membrane, it is there available after in the outside of the cell. So it is selectively permeable membrane. Selectively, it provides the permeability. Permeability means entry. Permeability means entry, exit and entry, and selectively means on the basis of specific selection. Not all the materials will be allowed. Some of the material will be allowed, some of the material will be rejected. So this plasma membrane is said to be selectively permeable membrane. It regulates the exchange of material in and out of the cell. Whatever the material is required by the cell, it allows them to get enter, and whatever the material is not supposed to be getting entry into the cell, it is useless for the cell, then the plasma membrane will not be allowing. So this plasma membrane and cytoplasm, these are also the two other functional regions. So children, we have discussed regarding the nucleus, regarding the plasma membrane and cytoplasm, and other the subcellular structures which endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi body, mitochondria, lysosome, vacuole, etc. And then we have also discussed regarding the nucleus. So, and one non-living component also we have discussed. Now you have to keep all this thing in your mind, because I am going to give you one practice sheet to be done, and it is to be done on the basis of this all the discussions. So one non-living, what is the name of that non-living structure? That is called as vacuole. So children, we have discussed a lot regarding the cell structure and organization. Now one more thing I would just like to discuss with you regarding that how this plasma membrane is maintaining the entry and exit of the material, because all the other procedures, all the other processes, all the other mechanisms are taking place inside the cell, but this plasma membrane is regulating the material not only inside but outside of the cell also. So what that process is, which is responsible, which is the, we can say, facilitating and this plasma membrane to carry out such function comfortably, and that is called as diffusion. So we shall discuss regarding the diffusion in tomorrow. Now today we have discussed regarding the overall, we have completed, we have finished the overall discussion regarding the cell structure and function. Now we are moving ahead to discuss the different components in detail, that where they are located, what is their significance, what is their functions. So in this way we have discussed, and tomorrow again we shall initiate the individual discussion. Moreover, I will be discussing with you the diffusion also. Thank you, children.